Hi, I'm Brian Glazer. I'm going to be reading Saltwater Wetlands, a sequence of poems inspired by the Bolsa Chica Ecological Reserve, where I am now. The sequence is about 18 minutes in length. Saltwater Wetlands, mallard duck. We were hunted here generations ago. It was a matter of principle and dark pleasure to exterminate us one by one. You've lived in the long aftermath. You know why you looked in vain for us at the reserve today. They call us an invasive species. Perhaps they are right. I should not speak for all of us, but I have not yet lost faith that we too may find our place among the races of the earth. American coots. We amused you today, paddling in wide loops in the tidal estuary, me and my 5 hatchlings. So urgently purposive we seemed to be, moving in a strict, arcing line in the water until one of the little ones broke the spell of seriousness by following another direction impetuously, and we became again a chaotic family, unsure of the force of the rules binding us together, like any other. I think the same thing brought both of us to this wetland, an idea of peace, a place to help us keep our commitments. But what happened to you when all 5 hatchlings disappeared underwater, one at a time, each following another by some instinct neither of us understands, and you watched me, the lone parent among the wild birds here, solitary gray on the vast gray of the water for what seemed a full minute? That wasn't peace you felt. That was freedom. Coastal sunset. You want to leave already. Strange, the stories of those who find my sadness too much to bear. That is not why you want to leave. Nor are you afraid of what I will remind you of. You believe in progress. It is simple as that. We disagree. I will make you an offer. You stay until I am ready to release you, and I will give you a haunting image of my sister, the estuary at dawn. Pigeon. I like human beings. You understand what I'm trying to say. I like how the miracle of human consciousness so often seems ordinary to them, how they walk past each other as if there were nothing remarkable in them at all. That deep creaturely cooing that I make perched on a beam under the walkway as they pass, I know it reminds them somewhat eerily of the universals of human experience, music and mothering. It is uncanny because it is supposed to be. My heartening critique. Saltgrass. I live on what kills others like me. The wetlands that have been destroyed by civilization and the remade, the intact, they are all my natural beds. The secret to surviving the inrush of salt from the ocean is to let it pass right through you. It is like solving a difficult riddle. The mistake of so many is to see in it a part of themselves. Bottle. You trouble yourself with your incessant doubts about the afterlife. I represent your deeper fear, the one your dread of nothingness is a screen against. I will outlive this estuary, eroding slowly over centuries, floating wherever the currents take me. I have been loved by nothing but myself. I hate the world that made me. I wish with a burning resentment against my fate that I had never been. Snowy plover. We have been warned to consider the dangers of fake wisdom, hated by poets, I suppose, because it is a guardian of ignorance, the inverse of the sanctuaries protected for us on the southern coast of California, where the poets can go months without seeing any of us and can bear uncertainty. They call it negative capability, imagination as a habitat, a coastal garden where the living heart rests in its quest to survive. Snowy plover. And because there are many of us, we cannot speak with one voice. It is like their theory of money, that because the desire for it can explain human behavior, there must be no other motives involved. They are the sentimental ones, you know. The dunes of Bolsa Chica change with imperceptible slowness, not because they are made of sand, but because the wind here disappears and reappears from elsewhere, a calling to each of us. Mount Saddleback. You like moments when deep feeling carefully finds expression, the traces in its play of subtlety and nuance. Buds in the black branches you seek out and remember. So you covet the authority of the observer. Let me remind you, friend, that your father is one among the shades you love so intensely. You have not yet said to the world anything he can be well remembered by. The creative imagination is simply an alibi for you. The difference between a society and its culture is like the difference between an ordinary father and his brilliant child. So say I, a mountain that has seen 3 empires, waiting patiently for you to ascend, patiently as you read on. Brown pelican. I marvel at you humans who mate for life. Do you feel you must? Perhaps if you could fly, things would be different. I am not a beautiful bird. I do not promise anyone happiness. I make predictions. That art is how I know when to rip up the tranquil surface and find life. Estuary prospect. Benches, 4 of them, a semicircular pattern, no more than a quarter-mile into the reserve from the North Gate parking lot. You can hear very well from there the cars racing by on the Korean War Veterans Highway, the way we all come and go. From above, the benches must look like the arms of a vast layer of dirt. From there you can hear the mullet leap through the subtidal water's surface. Some say their dreams only whisper in shards. Some say every poem is an artifice, the end. I have long known that poets first think of their last poem on waking, but now I see that there is only the one poem, the unfinished hymn that sings them through. And the last one, mudflats. My great sadness is that the life I know returns like the clouds. At ebb tide they have a touching patience with me, my softness, my secrets. Yet I am made to be visible to them only in ordinary time. They keep for the marsh ground their bodily trust, their deepest passion, the bonded pairs. My secret is how cautiously all species evolve. The single turn from the marshes means more to me than he does to nature, but I cannot tell him so. My silence is a language forgotten like friendship at the end of life. Thank you.